Hello everyone, my name is Joko and welcome to my channel. In my last video we descended the easier parts of the mountain, but in today's video we will only go down the black slopes, aka the expert slopes here at Granite Peak in Wausau, Wisconsin. And just like in our last video, you will have a trail map below the footage so you can see exactly where we're going. So if you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it. Later or now, whatever you want, but let's jump right into this one. So today we will take a look at the following trails. We'll take a look at Carver, Superstition, Shadowridge, Idlewild, Mission Ridge, and White Wolf. But first one will be Carver. Now straight ahead, if you see the closed sign, this is for White Wolf. So this footage is from our second day, and White Wolf was still closed on our second day. It wasn't groomed at all, but by our third and fourth day, I believe, it was open, so you'll get to see that later. Now enjoy Carver. Similar to the trails that we descended in our previous video, Exhibition and Elk Run, Carver starts off a little steep, which may seem intimidating for any beginners, but as it goes down the mountain and merges with the other blue ones, it becomes more gradual. So I would definitely say it's a intermediate level trail. So if you're a complete beginner, it can be a little bit intimidating and scary, but it's totally up to the confidence of the individual, I would say. So what you're looking at right now is me attempting my very first time the humps here. Trying not to jump, actually, because I was going pretty fast and wanted to make sure that I do not get off of the ground. So it seemed like fun, so I'm like, you know what, you film, I want to see if I can actually jump. So here you can see me kind of getting the feel for it. The backpack I'm carrying has my camera, a couple lenses, so it's fairly heavy. Jumpers shouldn't have an issue with balancing the weight properly, but since I don't know how to jump, I was like, it's pulling me back. And that's why I seem kind of imbalanced. I'm getting off of the ground pretty good, but then I got too overconfident and I fell. Nothing too crazy, just the backpack pulled me back. I sat on the ground and then I sat right up. Our next slope will be Superstition, and it's right next to Carver. They kind of go parallel and end up pretty much at the same spot. Matter of fact, if you want to go to Cupid, if you're from side of the lift that we are right now, you have to go through the lumps. Unless you're from the Shadowridge, Idlewild side, then you don't have to go through the humps. This is Superstition. I actually loved coming on this side of the mountain through Carver or Superstition because I wanted to practice, my jumps. And by the end of our stay there, by day 4, I felt pretty confident and felt pretty good about them. But we wanted to change things up a little bit, so we would switch back and forth to the other side, to the Shadowridge, which is actually the following slope. So here goes Shadowridge. And again, this side also converges here down at Cupid Express, just on the other side of the humps. Now our next slope will be Idle Wild. It's the one before Shadowridge, and in order to get to it, you again have to go through this little path here between the trees, which is quite spectacular actually, with the snow on the sides and the snow on the trees and the branches. Every now and then you would have some snow falling off of the branches. It would catch you off guard. But Idle Wild, it was fairly steep at the top, and then again it becomes more and more gradual as you come closer to the lift to Cupid Express. So nothing too crazy, but the first look of the mountain, when you're looking down at the top, it can be quite intimidating. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. And now our next slope will be Mission Ridge. And I don't know about you, but for me it's hard to contain my excitement when I see a straight slope, going down with no curves, no nothing. Especially if there's no people around or no people skiing on that slope. So I just decided to go for it. Not look like I'm going really fast, but here I believe I'm going about 47 miles an hour, which for me as an intermediate, I wouldn't want to call myself a professional, but as an intermediate skier, that's pretty fast, especially if you haven't trained your legs or, are not in top physical condition. It's quite a strain on your legs. But with my adrenaline out of the way, our next run will be the White Wolf. And this day that you're seeing right now, it was, I believe, the third or the fourth day, like I said before, where they had groomed the White Wolf. And just like Mission Ridge, it's actually just a straight down track with no turns left or right. I tried containing my excitement this time and just figured, you know what, just enjoy the slope.
Oh yeah, my mind is ready to explore, Cause you will never let me sleep, never let me sleep. I'm running out of ways to save my soul. So maybe I should give in to you, boy. Oh, what am I supposed to do? Ignore my heart and cut you out. What am I supposed to do? You're in too deep. What am I supposed to do? I've asked myself 1,000 times.
And at this point, when it became a little more gradual, I figured, I like speed, so let's go a little bit faster. And the closer you get to the bottom, the flatter it becomes. But I wanted to also show you what White Wolf looked like before it was groomed nicely, like you see here. And this is what we'll take a look at next. Now, the top was closed, you couldn't get on White Wolf from the top, so we kind of had to improvise and go through the trees here, through the frozen path because it was really frozen with branches and stuff. And the snow was far from perfect here. It may seem all fluffy and nice, but all of these are just hard rock, icicles and ice granules. It's hard to gauge and to see from where to go because it's all uneven. We're not on that level yet. It takes us a while to go down, so I may need to speed this up a little bit. Yeah, there we go. This whole ordeal here took us probably about 15-20 minutes to get down. It was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie, it was a struggle, but here it is. She obviously got upset and grabbed her skis and just walked down the mountain. I mean, I would too, because that part was pretty messed up. Once we got past the messed up part, we just skied down there and decided not to go back on this trail until they fixed it. And that's exactly what happened. But if you've stuck around so far, just want to thank you for watching. In my next video, you'll see us night skiing and how the trails are at night. And not only that, but also how I almost ran over a little boy. So make sure you subscribe, you like, ring the notification bell, and then I'll see you in my next one. Cheers.